Okay, so I just hit the go live button. Should be there in a second. I'll check there by going to the avail page. And yes, we are live. People are gonna start joining, so we'll wait a little bit for 2 minutes and so we'll start with basic introduction and talk more. But yeah, just give us 2 minutes.
Sure.
Waiting to hit that 500 mark. Once we have 500 viewers, I think you can see it. But yeah, we are currently at 300, almost 300. And then once we hit 500 mark, maybe we can start. Okay, I'm really impatient, and I don't want to do this, so we'll just get started. Okay. Hello guys. This is Naruto. Your Anon host. I hope you guys can hear me well. We are
Yeah.
on probably seventh edition of Hot Takes Live. This is our podcast where we bring in our partners or other people and talk about different things that's happening in the space or what we're building with Avail. So today we have Ajay from TrueZK, co-founder of TrueZK, and then we have Warren, head of marketing at Klever, Klever Wallet. So to just get started with basic introductions and stuff, do you wanna like introduce yourself first, Warren, and then Ajay, you wanna go next?
Yeah, sure. So Warren Manuel, and I look after and have a great team, marketing team. We work with some talented individuals, and basically we look after the marketing and comms at Klever. And basically we go about spreading the word and introducing the brand and all its different products across the different ecosystems. And that's what we do.
And yeah, let me give my intro. It was really nice to connect with you, Warren. So I'm Ajay. I'm one of the founder of TrueZK. I'm also leading the engineering protocol here at TrueZK. I've been in industry for around 13 years, where I've worked in US with companies such as Google, Motorola, Citibank, and right now I'm based off India, and because that's where all the talent is. So yeah, I mean, it's nice to be here.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, and like everyone who's been asking when we met, very soon. That's all I can say. I'm just an intern over here. Nothing too much that is shared with me. But in any case, let's go deep into like what you guys been working on. And like, can you give us a brief, Ajay, on how your journey started with TrueZK, and then like Warren, we can shift to you on how it started with Clever as well.
Sure. So I've been in crypto for around like since 2018. When I was in New York, I started looking into Solidity, and eventually that's where I grew interest because I'm from a technical and fintech background where I was working with Citi that time. So eventually I learned Solidity, and then I got more into the infra side of blockchain because that's where I saw that there was some like things which we could improve. And eventually, once I got into Solidity, like last year, early last year, we ideated TrueZK, and around mid last year, we started building TrueZK. And it's been over a year. We have been building in stealth with TrueZK. We have a really good team, mostly the developer teams in India. And yeah, that's what we have been doing.
That's very cool. And yeah, from my side, I mean, being in crypto space around 2016 and onwards, dabbling in that space, definitely come from a marketing background, have some finance as well. And then been at Clever for the past 3 years. And I've been fortunate enough to have a front row seat, kind of witnessing the Clever team build out this incredible ecosystem of products, and kind of weather all these crazy storms as well when it comes to the crypto winter, et cetera, et cetera. There's been a lot that's been going on. So yeah, I mean, the nice thing about it is I've been able to see the team expand. We've got a secure wallet, we've got a cutting edge blockchain swap technology that's been built to perfection, a decentralized exchange, games, etc., and goes on. And yeah, it's been an interesting 3 years to watch the team expand these foundational tools. And we're at a point now where they're just looking smashing, and it's great to be here.
I love that you guys, both of you are into, like the infrastructure part, working on the RESP side and then the blockchain slash wallet side. So really, really very interesting. So, quickly, let's deep dive into what you guys are doing with TrueZK or like Clever. What is the exact thing that you do for the end user? How they can, like learn more about you guys. Warren, you want to go first?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think one of the big things that we've done on our end is, we've tried to create a whole suite of interconnected products, which basically tackles all these challenges in the crypto space. And one of the core issues, or one of the big challenges that we have, is the lack of access to financial services in many parts of the world. So we believe that everyone, regardless of their location or their background, should have an opportunity to participate in this digital currency. And I know many people say that, but we're really driven in this space. And that's why we built all these products. We not only made them secure, we're making them easy to use. And at the same time, we're making them accessible to users in basically many underserved areas as well in regions. So for instance, Clever Wallet itself is a gateway to the crypto world. It's secure, it's easy to use, it's packed with a whole bunch of features, but it's also not overcomplicated. And then we have Klever blockchain. It's lightning fast, it's scalable, and it's incredibly secure at the same time. And you move into the other types of products. We've got a hardware wallet that's been built in Brazil with our team over there, which is called CleverSafe. We've got Bitcoin Me, a DeFi exchange. We've got this unique swap platform, and I can go on about all these things. But basically, we've built this foundation of tools that makes it easy and makes it accessible for users to basically jump in and become part of this digital economy. I think one of the cool things about the native swap technology is that it's a core part of our system. It has over 500 swap pairs already active, but it also makes it incredibly easy for users to swap crypto assets directly within a wallet or via multi-chain wallets as such. And this has been one of our features we've been really building out over the last phase. And I think it's very impactful and very powerful in these areas where traditional finance systems are basically limited or they become unreliable. So we're committed to building these inclusive financial futures, and at the same time making sure that the tools are available, and the opportunities are there for everyone to thrive. So that's what we've been focusing on at the moment.
That's pretty good. At the same time, Ajay, like, what do you think? How you guys been working, and how it's a little bit different from Clever as well.
Yeah, sure. So basically, TrueZK, we are building a modular blockchain network where we enable custom rollup deployment, where anybody can come in and deploy their own custom roll up with whatever preferred module they think is best for them. So we are offering a no-code platform solution where, if let's say if you want to build your own L2, you just come and use our ZK stack that is compatible with all the EVM chains and the BitVM that's coming up nowadays. And I think that's where we have integrated Avail as well in our DA partner, and we have been really very happy with the result. But like coming from the financial background, I mean, that's fintech and banking background, I've been involved in handling like large enterprise system. So we saw the like legacy system as L1, and all the roll-ups that we saw is like smaller components. So we saw a way that okay, we can divide them into multiple components and everything can be plugged in place. So we focus more on the same modularity. That is our primary goal that we have. On that we have is we are also focused on privacy. So like I have seen that let's say if any large institution who wants to get on board with Web3, it may not be that easy to go on any larger chain because they're concerned about data privacy, right? And that's where we have been building a specific type of rollup where the our prover keeps the data in a private group where it's not accessible to everyone. It's not anonymous, but it's just access driven that you give access only to a certain folks or certain groups. And yeah, I mean, other thing I would say is being the no code solution that we have saw that so many people want to have their own maybe roll up or L2, but they don't have the means to manage the infra or they don't have the engineering capability, right? So we're just trying to build a system where anybody can come in without no code or prior technical experience, and they can just build using a platform. That's what we want them to do.
That's pretty great. So, like just following up on that, I also want to understand like what's the underlying tech here. Like I understand there's ZK, then there's rollup. I understand like, myself, I understand what's going on in the behind the scene. But for the end user or for anyone who want to build on TrueZK, what are you exactly using here and how does it separate you from other things or other
Okay.
competitors?
Yeah. So one thing I could say that separates us that we are not focused on a specific stack. So let's say if you take other providers who are focused on maybe Polygon stack, CDK stack, or OP stack, we are focused on the ZK aspect of it. So we want to integrate multiple ZK provers and then divide that into in a way where you can plug and play different modules. And we want to provide as many categories as we want. Like it's a legacy system. We want to divide it into multiple systems so that you can choose one component. Let's say, for example, data availability. We have integrated Avail. So if you want to build, for example, a gaming product, you can use Avail with their fast and lightning data availability, and then you have more you can say throughput on Avail. And that's where let's say if you say that you want to have a sequencer, so we have multiple partner sequencer, and you feel that okay, this sequencer is not working for you, user or developer, they can just go and plug and play and apply different prover, sorry, sequencer differently. They can select which cloud provider you want to deploy. Right now, we are working with AWS and Google Cloud, but let's say you want to deploy your own L2 on, let's say, a decentralized solution, Filecoin, Akasha, or India Network, or to that mention Exabit, which we have recently partnered with. So that way, you can just choose what category you want to choose based on option that we have, and just deploy without having the understanding of how you want to do it. And similarly, we are also building an AI assistance where let's say if, for example, we don't have someone who wants to deploy a roller, but they don't have the technical knowledge. So in that case, they can just go to AI, just tell it that, okay, what do you want to deploy? You want a gaming roll up, you want a fintech roll up, you want a DeFi roll up. It will provide you what is the best solution or best combination that you need to deploy the roll up using TrueZK. And other thing that sets apart from others is that we also help bring your own token on the deploy rollup as a gas fee. So let's say there are multiple projects deployed in last couple of years, right? Gaming and DeFi products who had only one or limited use case for this, you call the token, which is governance. But if they bring their app on the TrueZK, the token can be used as gas fee. So that's another utility, which is like giving them a boost to all the projects who are like mid scale, who raise like 1 to 2 million, and then they wanted to grow larger. So I think this will help them in future as well.
That's a very nice deep dive. I really like the whole idea, especially like the AI part of it, where people can like see what suits them best, and they don't know how to
Yeah,
achieve that solution. Maybe they don't have the
exactly.
capital to they don't have the capital to like hire professionals who charge like 300K 500K from the very start. So
Yeah.
I definitely very nice idea for devs who just want to bootstrap. At the
Yeah.
same time, Warren, what do what are your thoughts when it comes to Clever? What are like the underlying technologies that you guys are using? Do you want to like expand a little bit on the ecosystem?
Yeah, I mean, one of the key things when it comes to Clever is the blockchain as well. It's definitely also a no-code blockchain. We've embedded and built things called CAPS, which is Clever Digital Assets that can be, for instance, just easily generated in the actual system and by a user-friendly platform. So we've made things as simple as possible. I think one of the things that we've done is we kind of had a look at the multi-chain features, for example. We've had a look at how things like the fragmentation causes problems. And we've obviously also embedded and integrated Avail within our wallet system and across different other platforms. But I think when it comes to the Avail rollup technology, it's kind of like a magical wand that kind of sweeps away all the complexities and makes it easier for everybody and also cheaper for everybody to interact across all these different blockchains. And we understand what you've built and we understand what you've been doing. And what we are able to do from our side, I think the way we truly kind of embrace this vision is not only just integrating Avail as such, which is obviously perfect and amazing and on our side of the world and into our products, but we're also able to kind of make sure that any project building on Avail has a home in the Klever ecosystem. And the Klever ecosystem spreads across many different types of things, like I've mentioned, all the different types of facilities and tools that's available that gets you quickly, listed, gets you quickly accessible in the wallets, allows you to access things like Web3 browsers and tools and technologies that is so simple and user-friendly that basically makes life easier for everybody to engage with and to participate in this new environment and in this new world, and also to build in this space. A Web3 browser covers so many different capabilities that allows you to test drive so many different things that you might be building as well. And all of these things are very much available in our different platforms. There's a whole bunch of other things we can go into, but just from a tech stack perspective, there's so much going on. I mean, the backend utilizes Golang and Rust at the moment. And obviously, Golang is great with regards to the strong concurrency support and the simplicity of that, and being able to scale and obviously have high performance in those particular areas. We use Rust, on the other hand, because it provides memory safety. Now, from the mobile side, we're doing Kotlin and Swift, so we're able to obviously make sure Android and Swift apps, or iOS applications, are built in its best particular way possible. We use React across all the different areas. We've got a team of about 150 builders and developers that is actually working in this space, making sure that our technology stack is secure and powerful enough to support all these different mechanisms and types of individuals and businesses that are coming through to our side of the world. So you've got this amazing no-code blockchain that grants you access within seconds to doing amazing things like tokenization and all those other good things. And then you've got the ability to just kind of dive into an ecosystem that supports all your other needs and gets you listed and recognized very quickly, because we built the partnerships and the relationships across all those different instances. And like I said, Avail, very happy to have you on board and in the ecosystem. And at the same time, with all the other projects, I can't wait to see them start using our tools, which is
For
great.
sure, for sure. I think it's a nice combination of, TrueZK, Klever ecosystem, and then the Avail ecosystem. It's pretty, you can build anything if you use just these three ecosystems. So really nice. I really like the idea that, like you provide SDKs in different languages like Rust and Go. So that gives options to multiple devs like me, who don't know, maybe, Go. I don't know Go, to be honest, but I know Rust. So I can like just deep dive into Rust and then do whatever I want to do. So definitely very interesting. Um, so now moving along, like what I know that you mentioned that everyone's using Avail DA and we have partners, but just, like want to understand how you're utilizing the DA within your product and how does it help either you or the users. Do you want to go first, Ajay, and then like Warren can take the lead over there?
Sure, sure. Yeah, so I mean, at TrueZK, we're building for modular stack approach, where we want everyone to provide freedom to choose whatever component they want. And I think Avail is also doing the same thing with making the blockchain more scalable and modular, right? So Avail was one of the like obvious choice for us, to be honest. I think, not to be wrong, we Avail was the first DA layer that we integrated on our testnet, and we have been testing it internally, and it has been like really good result that we saw. The stats that we have seen, right? I mean, we cannot wait to launch it to public and show what sort of good performance you can get from the integration of Avail. What you guys have built underlying the tech, right? It's really fast, and the gas fee is also low in compared to like what we have observed with other component that we have integrated. So yeah, I mean, and as I mentioned, right, let's say if I want to if anybody wants to deploy a solution which is more focused on the speed and the like the large transaction, then I think the stats that we got with Avail is really good. And the multiple option that we have in the DA layer. So as I mentioned, like we have few other partners as well, but Avail is the one which we have almost like close to done integration, and that's where I think it's gonna provide a lot of use case to the community, Avail community, and the people who are outside who wants to build a really good, fast, and efficient rollup which can be scaled with time. I think that's where it's gonna help us and a lot of people as well.
For sure.
Yeah, I think
You wanna take over, Warren? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
no, that's fine. I just wanted to say, I think I saw this question, of course, and I thought to myself, I don't know from a legal point, but how much we can actually say. so, I thought this was one of
We
those,
we
one of
we
those,
don't
one of
we
those.
don't have a mainnet yet. We don't have a mainnet yet. We are working on it. It will
I
be
love that
live.
statement. Yeah, so I think what I'll just kind of just tap on here again is just to say that Avail is I would say a true pioneer when it comes to this modular Web3 space, without a doubt. And I think your vision aligns perfectly with ours in many instances. Um, from our side, we're thrilled to be able to integrate, or to have been able to integrate Avail, testnet, and obviously mainnet as it arrives in Klever Wallet. Um, this kind of partnership has many different legs, and one of the great things is that we're able to make Avail accessible to all of our users and to everyone else out there across the ecosystem, which I've kind of shared already, a whole different range of things. But it doesn't just stop there. It's about, yeah, it's a whole bunch of things, and we're very excited, and we're looking forward to the DA side of things conversation.
For sure. Yeah, like I don't wanna if I say that availability is really good, I don't wanna it's basically me shilling. So I can always go on how the avail tech is better than most. But I really appreciate all the people, all the companies and orgs who work on the DA solutions and the modular solutions. That's a really big approach, and a big thing that we all are trying to achieve together. So yeah, but thanks for both of your thoughts. Really enjoyed there.
Nira, can I just also just add that I think you've touched on one important thing. I think it's collaboration, because as you mentioned previously, one of the key instances in this whole space that we're in is the ability to collaborate and to work together and to kind of reach all of our goals, in a positive light. So being able to have these kind of conversations, understand what is good and what's bad, and how we can work together to make things stand out big and bold, because we know it matters, and it's good, is a great thing. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. For me, one of the reasons why I love working at Avail is the idea that everyone is trying to unify the ecosystem. Right now, there's so much fragmentation. If I need to get money from Polygon to Base, I need to go to a bridge, I need to do certain things. So I really want to make sure that the user experience is so much better. Back in 2020, when I started doing DeFi stuff, I was still, like the UX was very bad. Right now, it is good in terms of like if you're in just one ecosystem, but if you're in like probably, let's say you're in Base, then you're in Polygon, then you're looking at Scroll. So everything is so fragmented, right? And that's like one of the reasons, like I think collaboration comes in because we bring all the rollups together, we unify them. So that's the whole idea. Moving along, like I have the same question when it comes to fragmentation. We have so many different chains, we have different stacks, um, so many microservices that are coming to scale the internet and the Web3. So what are your like thoughts on the this multi-chain future, which leads to fragmentation. It can be liquidity fragmentation, it can be user fragmentation, user experience fragmentation, or anything in that sense. There's so much going on. So how do you think Clever is working on that? How do you think TrueZK is working on that to make sure that the fragmentation is minimized, or at least the user experience is really good? Who wants to go first? Okay, Warren, go for it.
Oh damn! Did I click the mute? Yeah, I think the the multi-chain future is very exciting. It's something we're definitely focusing on heavily, especially for instance in our swap platform technology that's currently performing quite well. We have a strong team that's building in that space over there. But just generally, obviously, the challenge is fragmentation. It's really ridiculous. And when you think of Avail's rollups technology, you think of how we're all embracing this ability to find ways to unify users across all these different platforms. You think of how easy and how much better it is if you have good speed when it comes to integrations of things like different chains into things like our wallets, as an example, and how fast you can do that. There's all these different types of realities that you need to consider. So I'll just kind of tap on the wallet side of things. I think we from our side, we're speeding up integrations extremely fast to make sure that we can add chains pretty quickly, so that users have the ability to use one particular product and then engage across all these different ecosystems with absolute ease, and then obviously function within this space pretty decently. We also understand that the landscape is evolving very rapidly, and so we want to be at the forefront of supporting great projects like yours and like TrueZK, and basically taking all those instances and saying, right, here's a place, here's a home for you where you can actually do pretty much everything within this hub. And then we're also improving our swap and our bridge functionalities at the moment. Which basically just makes it become more effortless for our users to actually use and take the assets and move across the different chains and the different applications wherever they need. Maybe at the end of the day, the goal is to provide a seamless and intuitive experience. And obviously, there's a lot of complex underlying technology that, as you all know, we are working with. And the idea is to make that user experience completely simple, that the user doesn't see any of this. They are just engaging in a good particular platform, and that's one of our biggest goals. We always try to make sure our user experience is as efficient and as good as possible. And then at the same time, we also decided, we thought about these things, we thought, let's build a staking platform that actually conceptualizes and centralizes all your staking instances into one hub, and then you have the ability to actually manage your assets a lot better and your investments a lot better across all these ecosystems. So we've taken all those types of scenarios, had a look at it, the team's project planning, all of them, and obviously then building and implementing those types of things. And then we'll let the big one for last, which is basically taking our built-in browser and understanding that that browser has the ability to make sure that everybody can engage within our wallet pretty seamlessly across different dApps and different caps. Caps is what we use on our end. And then you don't just have to have Klever ecosystem products as such. You can use a MetaMask wallet, a Tron, a Polkadot, whatever. There's whatever your mind conceptualizes. You have the ability to use those particular connections, and then basically we have the ability to empower and allow basically developers to create amazing dApps and to use it on any chain, and at the same time to use it on any particular space within our browser, and we're part of that. And those are the types of instances that we're kind of focusing on to, resolve these types of issues when it comes to fragmentation.
Ajay, so I agree with what Warren said here. And
Mm.
when it comes to TrueZK, I want to ask you this. And I think I asked or tapped into it, sorry for the slang, or just a twisted tongue. But I tapped into this question very start. The idea was like, the current ZK RAS that you have,
Right.
how is it a little bit better, or how do you get that, edge over the other RAS products? And that's,
Mhm.
like I understand that there's like one stop solution and then you can customize it and then there is AI. My
Right.
major question is like, how do you make sure that number one, the DevX or the user experience is better when it comes to, talking about fragmentation? And number two, it is not very expensive for people using it, the end user using it.
Right. Yeah, so I think the core problem is what you mentioned. Like I echo the same in 2020 when you were having or using the blockchain, you saw the problem. The user experience was not that good, and this is where I also got into like more building into infra, and even I found that the user experience was not really great. And I think that's where we started to build TrueZK, which provides a really good user experience, which sets us apart from others so that user doesn't have to go anywhere else. They understand what they're doing, and eventually it doesn't feel like a hassle. Okay, if I want to, let's say, deploy a ZK-based rollup, I shouldn't be worried about what I'm going to do, what component I'm going to fit in. Do I have to write some commands? Do I have to create a terminal? Do I have to go to AWS and get my credits or pay some bills or whatever, right? So it's like even to use a simple blockchain application as a like Klever has been helping. One was saying that there were multiple problems that they solved. So imagine when you have to deploy your own rollup, uh, you're talking about was like so many hurdles that you have. So we're just trying to resolve everything one by one, and that's where we have built a really good user interface, which is like we cannot just wait to show. But the other thing is that we have been focusing on is the automation and the DevOps. So in our team, lead engineering, we have been writing really good DevOps scripts so that everything is automated. Let's say on a UI, it's like really good UI where you can pick either a primary or settlement layer, and then in go and pick a prover. A prover could be either TrueZK prover, which we have built like a custom prover, or you can pick from Polygon or like Tycho or some other products. And then you pick which DA layer you want. And that's where I think a whale fits in really perfectly. You can just go in there, and once you choose a whale, half of your problem goes away because Avails provides the scalability and the ease of access for a DA layer. And then you can just plug in your own token that helps you save the cost as well, which I think you were touching upon that. Uh, right now, the problem on L1 is the cost. And
Yep.
when we go on L2, others are doing that. Okay, they're going to reduce the cost on L2. But we are going one step further that you bring your own token. User doesn't have to, all your holders, they already have the token, right? Let's say if Clever Wallet is using the staking. So there are multiple holders, they're already using the token which a product has developed. So we just want the same token to be used for gas fee. Why you have to pay a native token for that? And that's where we have built a really cool pooling mechanism as well, so that we just help user like eliminate all these issues. You don't have to like go through the hassle of managing infra. You don't have to go through picking what component you want. You don't have to pay higher gas fee or even in the native token. And we are also like building similar feature as Clever, where we are working on in-house wallet as well, which is like again really a good step to provide a seamless experience where they don't have to go outside the TrueZK ecosystem, and they can just deploy, manage, and then keep growing with the same platform that we are going to provide them.
Okay, yeah, that makes
Yeah.
a lot of sense, I think. And I really like the idea of like, including DevOps as well, because as a dev, I have worked on, like smart contracts. I've written web apps. I've done some Rust, but I've never done
Hmm.
DevOps. Like if someone were to tell me like, spin an AWS, I don't know what it is. I think buckets or something. I would not know it. So I'll have to like, learn a lot before I can actually start doing something on DevOps side.
Yeah, and
Um,
exactly, and that's what we are trying to solve. That you don't have to learn; like you are already having the knowledge and other expertise. Like you are working as a developer, you have the whole knowledge of how the ecosystem would work, how to integrate with others. Then you don't need to learn DevOps, right? It's just a niche skill that we can provide, and you
for
just
sure,
focus on the things that matters.
for sure, you can call it as DevOps as a service.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
definitely that. There's a lot of talk going on around the town, something like DevRel as a service. A lot of
Oh,
people in Web3 they are doing something similar or they're trying to implement something. That's a good idea.
mm,
So why not DevOps as service? Um,
yeah.
okay, so like I have few more questions for you before we, call it off. But I want to know about your stories, unheard stories in the space on what went wrong, what went right. You guys are on a big mission. You guys are doing some big work, with a lot of responsibilities, big roles, head of marketing, a co-founder. So I want to understand, when people build these big projects or they're working on something really nice, raising funding, uh, how does it look like to you? Like what goes wrong or what goes right, and what you learn from those things. Those are like the some of my major questions. Sorry, everything is jumbled here, but I try to keep asking or adding more and more questions so that I can get some detailed answer and feedback, or just tips for myself. Uh, Warren, you want to go first this time?
Yeah, sure. It's a tough question because we need to pick from a box list, a long list. I think when it comes to building blockchain in the blockchain space, it's like navigating uncharted territory, especially in the beginning, early stages. So you have your fair share of technical challenges. Scaling issues was very big at one point. Building a tool, building a wallet in a particular way, and then realizing that the world's changed, and then having to adapt accordingly to that. Obviously, none of these would affect our users in the extreme sense, but it's something in a back end space that needs to be considered, and then we obviously need to improve and work on that. So I guess every challenge has an opportunity to kind of learn and grow, which is what we did. So we took all those instances to learn and to grow and to advance the teams where we needed to do so. And at the same time, we have this incredible group of engineers and developers who are constantly pushing boundaries, pushing each other to grow and to advance the tech as best as possible. And we're listening to our amazing community. So we'll pick up all these instances quite a bit from the community, from the users that are experiencing and using our tools and our products. And we take that invaluable feedback back home, build a big long list, try and understand the stresses, and then try and obviously fix those instances. I think scaling was a very big one, but at the same time, the team was so efficient in fixing that and resolving that problem, and then building the tools, building the blockchain, and being able to create technology that's completely their own, and they understand it in every sense of the word, and now they're able to obviously expand it as the need arises. It's a great space that we're in at the moment. So yeah.
So follow up on that, okay? And because I find it really interesting on how you take the feedback. A lot of companies do that, they take the feedback and um, sit in with the devs and they're like, how can we solve this, right? Another question, or this is a follow up question, is like, when you get this feedback, did you ever get a did you ever get any issue or any question or any bug which you couldn't solve it? How did you tackle that? Did you put it under the rug, or what did you do over there?
We sent it to Deb. You should know. We send all of them to Deb. No, we try and resolve every single one of them. Actually, we
Okay.
have resolved every single one of them, but some definitely take a little bit longer. But the
Mhm.
key point here is, I'm in marketing, so we need to make sure we're communicating and we're
For sure.
informing our users.
For
And if
sure.
the system requires a little bit of downtime that suits a need, and that's not
Mhm.
the whole system, that's a particular function,
Yeah.
then so be it. But yeah, we resolve all of them at some point or another. But we're
Okay.
sending them your way.
Yep, yep.
Cheers.
I think so. I've worked with Clever team on some integration part, and I was really impressed on how fast your team works. So really good,
Yeah.
appreciation on that. Okay, yeah. Same question to Ajay, to you. What do
Mhm.
you Can you share some of those things which went right and wrong? Uh, what can, like the end user, especially someone from India, like what they
Yeah.
can learn when they're starting their own company, anything about raise,
Yeah.
those kind of questions.
Yeah, sure. So let me touch base upon your the follow-up question, which you said that how many bugs we have or not solved. So let
Yep.
me tell you, there is a pile of it. We are so I feel that if you're working on something like incredible, and then you are get to like prone to get challenges, and until you're getting challenges or difficulty, I don't think you're doing something incredible. So
For
we
sure.
love like the bugs and whatever challenges thrown our way, and we try to solve it. Something might take time, some are still there. We're just trying to like heads down, keep focusing on the issues and resolve it. But I think that's what makes us or a product better over time. So let's say talking about the issues, right, that we face. So I think initially the first problem was to finding a good team and assembling it, because like for example, like I had like a couple of good-minded folks with those we envisioned the TrueZK, but to find the dev team who is having a similar mindset and vision as core dev team is also important, because if they are not committed, right, it's difficult on them. Like you cannot expect them to bring their A game if they're not committed or aligned with the vision that they're building. So that's why I think that was the initial task, which was difficult for us. But we have found a really good team. Like it took us a while to build that team, but it's just that it's a basic fundamental that I feel that okay, people in India who wants to build their own product, I think the first advice I would give them is find good folks who wants to like die with you with the product. Like they just wants to go like all heads up in that okay, if it's going to work, then it's going to make me multi-millionaire billionaire, but if it goes down, I'm going to be there in the sink ship sinking with it. And if you have those kind of people working with you, I think that's where you will find a really good team who will go really long way. And yeah, I mean that's been a primary thing. But yeah, other
Hello.
thing I would say that sorry, you were saying something.
No, no, I think it got just cut off on my end. Sorry. Yeah, please go
Okay,
on.
okay. Yeah, so yeah, that's one thing I would give advice to everyone in India. That's if you want to build a team, like focus on building a good team. If you have a good
Yep.
team, the funds will follow. I mean, this is like VC is looking for a good team who can deliver. If you just like want to raise with just like two people on it who just don't know how to deliver, maybe they have a good idea, but if you don't have a team to deliver, what you will do with the money? First of all, like even if you raise, you cannot
For
like
sure.
do the justice with it. So I think that's where like focus on building a good team. And India is filled with good talent, to be honest. Like we have been like our 90% of team is based off India, and we have some really good folks who have worked in really good projects, and they came and aligned with our vision, and that's what we are building. And I think another thing which I wanted to touch upon was the issue that like you were saying that okay, what sort of trouble that we had which took a lot of time to solve. I think that was the DevOps automation. And that's where I think it sets us apart from others also, because we have been focusing a lot on automation, and DevOps said that it was not done before. Like we were trying to like our engineering team trying to find ways to do certain things which makes like whole process. Like if I select multiple components on TrueZK, and then if I just click on a deploy button, everything should happen behind the hood. There should be a explorer running, there should be a RPC URL given back to user or the developer, there should be a faucet running, there has to be a whole lot of things that to be done. And to do all those things in a way where user is not affected, and it has to be really fast, and it has to work with multiple cloud provider. I think that was a challenge that we faced. And but at this point, I'm really proud of the team that they have built a really good piece of art that like it just it works really well. So yeah, I mean there are issues, but we have been working on it.
I really like that. I really liked it when you said it's a piece of art. Like
Yes,
your whole project, you should consider it art, and then the people who are working on it, like the whole team, should be artists. So definitely,
right.
very aligned on that. And then I like the whole idea, like you should build a nice team that can deliver, because the idea is that a lot of people think that once we raise funding, we'll hire more people, which is good. You can hire best talent if you have, like, I don't know, 100 million in your account or whatever, 5 million.
Right.
But you need that close group who support you from the day one, and then you move forward taking that group together. So
Yeah.
like the thought process where you focus on the team, and then probably like more entrants come in, that's completely fine, but you need those pillars or the foundations for the whole project. So yeah,
Right.
but I think those were like my major questions. I definitely want to like know a few more things about Clever and TrueZK. And this is, like you can give me short updates, you can give some alpha, but what do you like, what are the next steps? What do you have in the roadmap for, second half of the year? Warren, you want to go? And like feel free, give alpha, but don't give too much alpha. Whatever you want to say, but doesn't have to be like, whatever you can.
And I think one of the big things that's coming big and strong is our new virtual machine on our blockchain, which is going to make it a lot more accessible for individuals already building on other chains to test drive our speed, our low fees, our ease of use, and our no code technology. It's going to be quite an exciting time. And at the same time, we've been in this phase where we have been building. We've mentioned it probably a month or so ago, but we're in a phase now where our foundations are all set to perfection. We have a range of users,
Brilliant.
amazing community members, and our foundation is pretty much set in every instance. So we're at this phase right now where we are going to explode from a marketing perspective and just to get the word out there in every sense of the word. So it's an exciting period to be in, and I'm looking forward to exciting times.
Okay. Yeah, and Ajay, you wanna go next?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the first thing I would mention with TrueZK that we have been building in stealth for over a year. Like we haven't raised to begin with. We focused on building first, and then we wanted to go to market. So, like even with Avail, like you guys know more than what general audience know about TrueZK, what we have been building,
For
because
sure.
our idea was that we want to build and perfect the product, then give up in the market, because that's, I think, the best way where we can iterate over, and we want to provide a best user experience. So there are multiple things we have been working on, and one thing I would that uh, I can say at this point is the prover that we have been working on. So we deploy on testnet on Sepolia, and there also we have like made some enhancement that even in the prover we are able to reduce the proof size, and we are able to provide really low gas fee on our testnet. So that's something like is in like fine tuning touch that we have been giving it, but we just like really can't wait to announce with Avail that what we have done, and eventually once we go to public to try the test net, I think they're gonna love it, and that's where we want to build a foundation. And once we have the really good benchmark that okay, this is kind of standard that TrueZK will deliver, we want to do this with every partner that we enroll. So as mentioned, like we have multiple categories like primary layer, prover, data availability layer,
Hmm.
sequencer, and cloud storage provider. So we want to build a product one by one with each partner and perfect it in a way that is like a really niche and polished product which serves the end user. Yeah.
Okay. That's understandable. I think definitely I like the whole idea of where both of the ecosystems are headed, and I like the idea that like Avail is connecting both of you guys as well, and like working with you guys. Really love that. So quickly, like we are almost around the end of the time. We have like 5-10 minutes, but a big thing is that we have hit 3.7K viewers, live viewers. So which is a nice number, and like people can go on YouTube, or like they can watch it afterwards, and we'll get more people to like understand what Clever is, what TrueZK is. Yeah, but finally, like before we cut it off, I just want to ask you, how can people get in touch with you, with the Clever team and TrueZK team? Do you, are you guys looking for people or devs to build on top of you guys, and then like partner with them, similarly like how Avail does? So what
Yeah.
are the best ways to reach out to you guys as well?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, right now we are focused on partnering with different ecosystem partners like Avail. So that's what we are doing currently, and we have been working with a few other like industry leading partners as well. Right now, we public users cannot build on our network because we are testing the public testnet, and in few weeks time we'll be launching it out to public so that they can give it a try. But we are posting every update on Twitter and Medium and all docs as well. um, like if anybody wants to reach out to us, they can just like engage with us on Twitter, or they can go to docs like TrueZK docs, and they can read more about what we are working. Apart from this, like roll up a service in ZK, we'll also have some research published in our post quantum field as well, which is I think is like our vision for 5 to 10 years down the line, where we want to build the TrueZK system as a post quantum proof, where system which is like really resistant towards quantum attacks. And we have published a couple of blogs on that as well, which is available on our docs and Medium. So yeah, if you follow our social, I think that's the best way to get engaged and get more updates. And as soon as we launch Rollup, we're gonna kick up the marketing one notch up, and that's where I think we're gonna involve a larger global community, and then we'll ask people to deploy their solution on TrueZK using Avail and multiple other partners, and that's how I think that it'll help us grow.
For sure. Warren, you want to tell a little bit as well, like, how people can reach out to you, partner with you guys, what can be, solution for them.
Yeah, so always happy to chat in every sense of the word with the community. You can find us on X. That's where most of us are available. We're also a very open team, so you'll know who's who. We're always chatting on all the different platforms. You can see our faces, pretty or not, and we'll be there. So, I mean, if you want to go to our most active channels, it would be Klever underscore IO. That would be for our Klever wallet. And then we've got Klever underscore org, which is for our foundation. We share all the insights on those channels mostly. And then if you're looking for a deeper dive into the tech side of things, you can visit our websites, which has just recently been updated. They look very cool. It's klever.io and klever.org. And of course, the best way to experience just kind of what we're about and what we're building, download Klever Wallet. I had to get that in there, so forgive me. But basically, test drive it, download Klever Wallet. It's your all-in-one toolkit to kind of into this exploring the crypto world side of things. And of course, Avail is there. So when all is ready, um,
For
avail
sure.
yourself. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Like, I know that people who will be partnering with you guys, we will definitely, love to include them into our ecosystem as well, help them wherever we can with the DA solutions or our next products like Nexus or Fusion. So I mean, we'll be there to help them and of course to help you guys. But yeah, really nice talking to you. Really love chatting with you guys today. I learned a lot about Clever. I learned a lot about TrueZK. I hope people, almost 4,000 people, also learned a little bit about you. And, like they were asking when mainnet, soon. That's all I can say. But yeah, thanks a lot. And if you have anything else to add, for sure, feel free to add. And then I'll just end the stream.
Sure. I think, like as you mentioned, right, we have been also like anticipatingly waiting for that Nexus, the unification layer that you guys have been talking about. I think that's gonna help a lot of projects. Not even TrueZK, it's gonna help a lot of projects to launch their roll up easily and more efficiently, I would say. And I think I missed to mention our handles. So yeah, let me just do that. It's
For
at the
sure.
rate true underscore ZK. That's on Twitter, or nowadays it's X. And you can just go to our website, which is truezk.com, and just get all the socials from there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll just add again. I think it's fantastic the Avail team and how professional they are in every sense of the word, and obviously how we're able to communicate and find new ways and interesting ways to build and work together. So there's some exciting times ahead, and thank you being you guys. Really, much appreciated.
Thanks a lot. The pleasure is all ours. Like I'm honored to be talking to you guys. But yeah, thanks a lot, guys, for joining us today. I will be ending the stream, and we'll start, and we'll have another one, a new Hot Takes Live next week. See you then. Bye.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.